Today I want to talk about the 48 volt chargers for these 48 volt lithium iron phosphate batteries. Just like everybody else, I started with a 12 volt system, but as I need more power, these wire size keep getting bigger and bigger until it's getting too ridiculous. So I upgraded to a 48 volt system, which I don't have to use a thicker and more expensive wire. So when I got these 48 volt battery, I start to look for a good 48 volt charger for the batteries. I tried to look online for more information, but there are not a lot of reviews information on these chargers. So I just took a chance and bought them without any information at all. So that's why today I'm going to talk about these 48 volt charger to give you more information about them to help you decide which one is best for you. So over here I have three 48 volt chargers. This one is 22 amps, this one is 10 amps, and this one is also 10 amps. These two chargers are aftermarket. This one is made by Vatrer. My Vatrer 10 amp charger, 58.4 volts. So by the way, when you look up for a 48 volt lithium iron phosphate battery charger, they are usually labeled as 58.4 because this is a maximum number for a 16S LiFePro4 battery. Compared to the previous charger, whose case is made of plastic, this one, the entire case is made of aluminum. So that's a good thing because it also acts as a heatsink to cool down the charger. On this charger we got three LEDs: charger, fault, and full. On the input side it has 120 volt AC. On the output side it's got an Anderson power pole 50 amp DC connector here. The wire size is 16, which is adequate for 10 amp output. And the battery connector is Anderson 2-ring terminal. Now let's plug it in. We're on idle and we're consuming 3.2 watts. Between 3.9 to 3 watts. So on average, 3.5 watts. So that's not bad. We got a green light blinking, indicating that we're not plugged in the battery. Now let's plug it in. Yep, you can hear a relay click, so we know that it's controlled by relay. And we are charging at 10.2 amps. That is good news. See how much power we're using. 582 watts. So that's quite a bit more power than the previous no-name charger. Now let's confirm that with the screen on my battery, charging at 10.6 amps. That's awesome. And when we're charging, we have a solid purple light on the top here. I gotta say the fan on this is a little bit loud, but that means it's moving a lot of air to cool down the charger. So that's a good thing. All in all, I like this Vatrer 10 amp charger much better than the previous aftermarket 10 amp charger for obvious reason, right? Because it gives me the actual 10 amps and not 7 amps. Let's plug it in. Yep, you can hear a relay click, so we know that it's controlled by relay. It's big and heavy. It weighs a whopping 8 pounds. It's advertised as a 22 amp charger, and surprisingly, its actual output is also 22 amp, even though it's an aftermarket and there is no brand name on this charger. I bought this on Amazon and it was shipped all the way from China, but it came really fast. Took about 2 weeks to get here. When I plug it in my kilowatt meter, it shows that it's charging at 1350 watts at 120 volts AC. So this is the plug, and it idles at 5 watts, so it does have a phantom load. I live off the grid and my solar system is about 2 kilowatts, and therefore on a sunny and good day I produce about 1500 watts. So 1350 watts is about perfect to match with my solar system. But on a rainy day or a cloudy day, I don't produce that much power. I need something that is much less power than this. This one has no brand name. There is no brand name on this one. I bought it on Amazon for very cheap. I can't remember exactly. I think about $30 to $40. And this is what it says on the back here. Model 48 volt, 10 amp. Output DC 58.4 volts, 10 amp. It has 120 volt AC on one end, and on the DC end it has 2 alligator clips. I don't know exactly the wire size on this one, but it feels thin, though it doesn't get hot when I use it. But I'm going to show you why. I just plugged it in the outlet and it's using 2 watts on idle. So that's a good thing. That's not a lot of phantom load. And let's plug it in and charge my battery here. Alright, let's see how many amp we're charging at. You see what I'm seeing? 6.9 amps. So it's not even 7 amps. It's advertised as 10 amps. Okay, let's confirm that with my screen on the battery here. 7.3 amps. So it's not a 10 amp charger. It's only a 7 amp charger, and that's why with a thin wire here it doesn't get warm. And on my meter we're using 418 watts. So there you go, aftermarket charger. I didn't get what I paid for. I paid for a 10 amp charger. I got 7 amp. So there you go, 58.4 volt lithium iron phosphate chargers. Which one is best for you? It actually depends on your system, right? What you require for your system. But I would definitely not recommend this aftermarket one. And that's all I have for now, folks. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.